I tried to do an assignment about what I call free association, and somebody had a poem about his father, and the poem was so moving because the poem, it started like, my father is tall and strong, and when he sees me, he laughs. And and those three lines that he read, the child, you know, got me, really had an impact on me, because here I am as a poet that comes from California to this school, and maybe the child has never read the poem, and I had just talked about memory poetry, about writing about a person, and we were doing a free association, but I did mention that it was nice to select a member of a family to write about. And in no time, he was trying to communicate his feelings about his father. To me, it's empowerment. It's about providing children. You can write about your family. It's important to you write about your family. It's important that you reflect about your own life. And I think through poetry we can do that very fast. They don't have to take a workshop, that will last, a few weeks for them to do this. They can do it in no time, right there on the spot. Let's do it. And then he got up and he read his poem, and he was very, very moved. Last time that I came to Oyster, just to give you what poetry can do for children, I had the same experience with somebody else that wrote a poem about his father. The poem was, made me cry basically when he read it. It was about his father saying, my father is a plumber, and he comes home with the dirty hands. Nobody respects him, but I do have tremendous respect for my father. And goes on the poem. And I was like very moved by, and the teachers also were very moved by this. Wrote it in Spanish, and then he did the translation in English, and then he sent the poem to a literary contest in the Library of Congress, and he won first prize on the poetry. And then not only that, the father was so moved that even though they come from a low-income background, that he got a computer for his son, so that he can get a computer to write more. And not only that, he was offered then a fellowship, a scholarship, to go to an academy here in Washington. So this kid, his life changes because he wrote one poem in a classroom situation. To me, that's what poetry is all about. It's about changing people. It's about changing who we are. What do we think about each other?